need to hear today? Welcome back to Tarot and Beyond. In today's Pick a Card reading, we are asking what you need to hear today. And we're going to let Spirit speak through the cards and through me to give you the answers or the guidance or whatever it is that you need to hear at this moment. So we have 3 options to choose from today. Group number 1 is the Victory card, number 39, and it's also represented here by the Sodalite crystal. Okay, group number 2 is number 13 with Oneness. And I've set it with the Clear Quartz. Group number 3 is card number 20, Imagination. And here we have the Amethyst crystal. All right, so make your selection. Find the timestamps linked in the description box or use the chapter notes below to jump ahead to your chosen reading or readings, and we'll see you there. All right, hi group number 1. Welcome to your reading. Let's find out what Spirit has to tell you today or what you need to hear right now. So you guys chose the Victory card, which I think is really cool. It's this feeling of excitement and exhilaration that you get when you achieve something that you've been working at for a really long time. It feels like, the result of running a marathon. It's this huge, intense sense of personal fulfillment and gratification. And I was called by Spirit to I was called specifically by these crystals. I have a set of chakra crystals, and the Sodalite crystal, which is for the throat chakra, asked to be here for you in this reading. So something to do with communication or authenticity is something that you may be experiencing a breakthrough in at this time, or you're about to go through some kind of a breakthrough in that. I'm feeling like you've been in this state of endurance, like you've had to endure a lot. You've had to kind of persist and push through and maybe train yourself to learn new ways of doing things or to sustain something in regard to your communication and your authentic expression. But yeah, let's get more information. So I'm going to put your card up here into the corner, and let's actually... Where should I go first? Yeah, I think let's do the Rumi Oracle. I want to say thank you to the donor who sent the Rumi Oracle into us. I picked it up in the mail the other day, and it's so beautiful. I absolutely love working with it. So we have a number 34, Layla. Wow, look at this card. It's like dancing with the universe. That's what it feels like. It's beyond just human authentic expression. This is soul level authentic expression that I'm seeing here for you, group number 1. And it's very graceful and it's very fluid. It's like you're floating on air. You're one with the elements. You're so high above the earth. In both of these cards, we can see that here. The Victory, he's quite literally running on air. His feet are not touching the ground. And then in this card, we can see the earth. At least that's what it looks like down there in the corner. And she's way out in the galaxy, completely, similar stance too. They're both kind of like chest out, arms back. It feels like a victory. It feels like a release. It feels like a breakthrough. It really does. It feels like a breakthrough. So I do want to read the Rumi card from the deck, but I think before we do that, I want to get some tarot cards, but I'm not sure where to go. So I'm going to let Spirit, I didn't plan this reading out. Spirit just kind of sat me down and said, this is what we want to talk about. So I'm just going to intuitively grab decks. I think I'm going to go for the astrology deck, the Heavenly Bodies. All of these decks were donated. So thank you to you guys who have sent these in. We have Aries, independence, bravery, and passion. Yeah, this feels extremely passionate, and it does feel like a new beginning. Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. It rules the first house, the house of self. So this is a transformation or a breakthrough in your sense of self. I feel like you're gaining a lot of personal autonomy that is allowing you to expand beyond the bounds that you were previously confined within. It's like you're breaking free from the box. You're breaking through in some way. On the bottom of the deck, we have Pluto here with transform. So I think I'm going to put that here. I saw 333 as I was holding up that card. So it definitely feels like you are transforming something right now. You're seriously making a change, group number 1, and I can see that. It's like you're taking your power back. That's what it feels like. You're not letting people lead you or letting your life even lead you. It's like you're leading yourself, and you've been working at this. You've been tested. Yeah, the Spirit keeps telling me your endurance has been tested. You've been really challenged to continue to persist in this vein, persist in this direction of autonomy and self-sufficiency. It feels like you have transformed your power dynamic within yourself and in relation to the universe. How do I create my results, and how can I better shape my reality? That's what it feels like here. And it's through your authentic soul expression that you are really kind of forging a new path and leading yourself into the unknown a little bit, but in a very victorious, very successful way. Yeah, very successful way. Okay. We're going to grab some Coffee Cup Oracle next. No, keep going. For group number 1, what do they need to know right now, Spirit, in regard to this? I feel those as well. So we'll take the one that fell first. Ocean, distance, and journey. I keep getting this feeling of like it's been a long journey. It's been a long time coming that you've been working at this. It's like you had to run so far for so long. This has been a marathon. That's what I'm getting. Distance is really standing out to me. The ocean could have something to do with this. It's like the ocean or the depths within yourself or the universe, but I'm really feeling it more in this case to do with the distance that you've had to endure, that you've really had to persist and keep going. And then we have husband, marriage, groom. 555 on the time as I'm holding up this card. So that'll be different for you guys because I obviously edit the video all together into one, but as I'm recording, that's what I'm seeing. So I mention it because it's relevant here. 555 is about change, and they did just give me the word endurance again. How many times are they going to repeat that in my head, group number 1? But you've endured something here, and this could be something that you're highly committed to. Highly committed to. I did just get the name Layla. This is what the card says, and again, we're going to find out what that means in the book once we get to it, but I did just get a message about the name Layla. So somebody here might have the name Layla, or somebody named Layla could be significant in this journey that you've been on to self autonomy and transforming yourself in that way. Now, the husband or groomed, I'm not always reading the cards literally. I don't do that always unless it's relevant to what I'm seeing and feeling and what I'm getting from Spirit. But for this, I'm seeing that you really committed to this journey. Like, this was not something that you half participated in. You didn't half-ass this, is what Spirit just said. You really went full in, all the way. You've really committed to this, and Spirit, they want you to know that this transformation that you've been going through, again, they gave me the word enduring. You've been enduring this transformation. So I'm getting the idea that maybe it has been uncomfortable for you to run this far, to do this much, or to continue when it got hard. It definitely feels like a marathon where it's like your legs are burning, your muscles are aching, your nipples are chafed off, you're sweating, you're dehydrated, you're getting dizzy, and it's just like you keep going. You don't stop. And that's kind of what I'm seeing here. Spirit is saying, we see this effort you're putting in. It's not being invested for nothing. And they kind of just want to, I think, cheer you on and keep you going, because it's like you're so close to the finish line. You're so close to victory, and they just don't want you to give up. Choices and indecision with the triangle. I feel like this is kind of like it's a breakdown to breakthrough moment where you have a choice. You can either give up when it's getting the hardest, or you can give like one final push and get through to the other side and be victorious and succeed. And this is like the make or break moment that I'm feeling here, group number 1. This is where most people say no more and they throw in the towel. But I don't think you're going to surrender. I don't think that you have put in all this effort for nothing. I don't think that you are this committed to this path and what it's going to provide for you in terms of your personal autonomy and transformation. It's like self-empowerment. I don't think that you're going to surrender and give up, and surrender in this case being about like waving the white flag. Sometimes surrendering is good. We need to, be within the flow of the universe. and not force things. But I'm seeing in this case, you're not gonna wave that white flag. You're going to keep going because you've put in so much already. And it's not even about that quite so much. It's what you're actually working toward. Like if you in this moment realize that maybe what you've been working toward isn't what you want, then I think you'd be the type of person who would just cut your losses and move to the next thing, because it's not even about what you've invested. It's about what you want to experience out of that. And if that's not going to give it to you, then you're going to redirect, because you're committed to whatever it is that you're trying to create here. But I'm seeing that you're so close, like you are inches away from the finish line, or maybe feet, because they're showing it to me again in this metaphor of the marathon. And it's like you're probably like 10 feet away from the finish line, but that's when it becomes the hardest, because you can see it, it's within reach, but you've expended so much effort to get to this point that it's almost like, if I keep going, I'm going to fall apart. Or it's like your mind sees that you're so close and it just wants to stop, because it's already like, okay, we've achieved it, we can stop now, but you haven't. And that's why it's so hard to keep pushing through, is because you have to will your body to continue when your mind is saying, no, it's right there, this is good, this is fine. But it's like, no, it's not though. You actually need to cross the finish line. You can't just stop right there and say that you completed the marathon, because you didn't, even if you did 99% of it. So this is where the will really comes in. This is where Aries is your best friend. The energy of Aries is very willful and stubborn. And in this case, that's what you need. You need the stubbornness to not give up. You need the will and the grit and the determination to push through this hardest phase of the journey. And it is hard. I can see that. It's really caused you to doubt and question and go back and forth, or round and round and round. 1111, I keep seeing all the repeating numbers. You guys are very much in alignment, or you're getting into alignment with what you've wanted to create here. You're shifting into that vibrational experience. If you want to know more about alignment, I recently just created a community post on it, commenting on a picture that I saw, and clarifying some things that I think can be very confused in the lack of nuanced social media meme posts. So I wanted to clarify that. If you guys are interested, check that out. But yeah, group number one, this has been hard. It's been a long time coming, and it's really caused you to question this path, yourself, the universe, spirit, your guidance, your capacity to do this, all of these things. It's really challenged your self-control, is what they're showing me. They're showing me somebody looking in the cupboard at the junk food and then being like, no, that's not what I want, and closing the cupboard and being like, I want that, but I'm not going to do it, because I know that this goal that I have is more important to me. I value the goal more than the immediate gratification. That's just an example. It might be literal, but that's sort of the metaphor that they're showing me, is like, this has been a long, hard journey for you, and it has really tested your willpower, your self-control, and your ability to carry on despite challenges, or despite a lack of motivation. It's more about the consistency to keep doing it and just to keep going than it is, because it's the momentum that really carries you forward here and helps this transformation to unfold. So, oh, they're telling me to get one more from the Coffee Cup Oracle. Okay, well, let's do that then. It is that one. Okay, thank you, Spirit. Love, new love, heart. This may have to do with love, because we have love, new love, and the husband in marriage with groom. Maybe this was in love. Maybe you've had a hard go of it, and you've really had to endure a lot in your marriage or in your single dating life. Maybe it's like you've just been through a lot, or your relationships in general. It's just kind of like you had to be challenged in this way. Oh my God, every single time I look up at the camera, it's another number. It was 1333 that time. I'm sorry. It's like, what? You guys, group number one, this level of alignment is insane. And you are seriously shifting your reality right now. You've done most of it. You've done the bulk of the work here, like 99%. Like I said, you've got that 1% to go, but that 1% can feel like everything. It can feel like the whole 99%, but in that concentrated 1% drip. It's like really hard. Okay, like really hard. So I feel you. Oh my God, I feel you. This is difficult, but you are so close. Do not give up. Don't lose hope. Muster whatever will you have left from the pinky toes on your feet to the tips of your hairs. Like, just concentrate it and will it into being, and just don't give up, okay? Group number 1, please, for the love of God, do not give up, because you are this freaking close. And Spirit is cheering you on. I am cheering you on. I see how close you are. And this is what you needed to hear today, because this is what's going to keep you going. Or at least I hope it will, because you're so freaking close. You really are. Okay, they want me to read this now. But before I do, they also wanted to say that I used the word muster. And even when I was saying that, they showed me a mustard seed. And it's like the faith of the mustard seed to keep going or to keep growing. And I don't know where that saying comes from. I think that it's something to do with the fact that the mustard seed doesn't grow for an extended period of time, and it just waits and waits and waits, and then finally it blooms, or it does what it needs to do. So it's like you may have felt like you've waited for a long time for this, and that it's probably part of the endurance. Yeah, definitely. Okay, let's look at this Rumi card. Number 34, Halela. Put aside your clever schemes, O lover. Be mindless, become mad. Dive into the heart of the flame. Become fearless, be like a moth. Turn away from the self and tear down the house. Then come and dwell in the house of love. Be a lover. Live with lovers. Clean your chest from all hostility. Wash it 7 times. Then fill it with the wine of love. Be a chalice for love. Be a chalice. You must be all love to be worthy of the beloved. When going to the gathering of drunks, be a drunk. Become drunk. Your thought takes a course dragging you in its wake. Move beyond thought. Let your heart lead. Be the leader. When the grace of love is revealed, be a mirror to reflect it. When the beloved's hair is loosened, brush it like a comb. Be a comb. Interesting. Okay. So basically I'm just kind of like looking through the rest of the notes here, and it feels very much like this is you finding yourself. You're being given the gift of no self, no noise, no sense. It's like finding what you are by realizing what you're not. And it's something to do with the universal love as well. I was seeing that there with like the connection to the galaxy beyond Earth. It is a higher form of love, and committing to that, I think, is what is creating this empowerment with you. It's part of your destiny. That word really just jumped out at me, destiny, right there. So it feels very much like you're moving from one state to another. I think that's why I felt called to mention that post I just made on alignment, because I was talking about dissonance. And basically that's what this is saying here. It says you're moving through a period of not knowing, of time in the great void or womb of the Divine Mother. It is in this place the seed can crack open and take root. That's why they told me, the mustard seed, they told me mention that before we open the book. Whoa. This cannot happen in the light where all is seen and recognized. It must happen in the cover of darkness where only trust can assure one's success. This is the way of nature, the way of life. It must be honored. Wow. Okay. So yeah, group number 1, this is kind of like the last call to faith. And it is being a leader for yourself and calling yourself through that period of that final push, that final bout of darkness, that final constriction before you break through, before you really see the result of all of this effort that you've been putting in. So it does feel like this has to do with love. Is that personal and romantic relationship love? Maybe not. Maybe it's universal love and connection to the commitment of your spiritual transformation. Maybe that does have relation to physical love as well, or romantic love, but it might not. It could be this much larger macro version of that. But yeah, group number 1, that's what Spirit really wanted to to talk to you about today. This is what you needed to hear today, because like I said, you're so freaking close that if you were to give up now, it would really not serve you. So they want you to just kind of grit your teeth and really commit to this final push to get you through to what you have been working so hard to achieve. And you have all the support of the universe backing you, and your own will and determination have gotten you this far. So you can trust yourself. You can trust yourself to get to this next stage. And you're going to love the results, is what they're showing me. You're really going to love the results. It's going to be worth it. All right. So that is what I see for you, group number 1. I hope this reading helped. I hope it gave you some, of that extra little bit of oomph to get you through to the finish line. So yeah, you're really close. You've run a marathon, and I know you're tired, but you're almost there. All right. So I'm sending you so much love, group number 1. Thank you so much for being here, supporting the channel in various ways, whether it's through likes, shares, subscribes, donations of cards, super thanks, memberships. All of those things really help me to contribute more to you. I want to bring you more value. So thank you for adding value to my life as well. I love you guys, and we'll see you in the next reading. Bye. All right. Hi, group number 2. Welcome to what you need to hear right now. So you guys chose the oneness card, number 13, and you also chose the clear quartz crystal, which is connected to the crown chakra. So oneness and the crown chakra, this really gives me an indication that what Spirit wants to talk about today is your spiritual enlightenment. Yeah, they just gave me that word, enlightenment, and your movement towards expansion. Oh, I left this one here from the last reading. Okay, well, we'll leave it there. They can chill together. So there's something to do with this journey to enlightenment, or connecting to the divine, connecting to what's beyond, being able to feel and sense and have a relationship to the light. Yeah, that's what it feels like. The light. Okay. I want to pull a card from the Rumi Oracle. Thank you to the donor who sent these in for us. You know who you are. I love you so much. Okay, let's see. The Cloak of Christ. Yeah, this is Christed consciousness. This is really about oneness and expansion into that oneness, or embodiment of that oneness. Now, we are going to read that card from the deck, or from the book, but before we do, I want to get some more cards. So I'm just going to let Spirit kind of intuitively guide me to the ones that are meant for your reading. I think they're going to be different than group 1. Yeah, they are. Okay, hold on. Okay, so they directed me, there we go, to this deck for you, group number 2. Ask for help from others. All right. And you have take action. All right. Okay. Let's get some more information. All right. Next, we're going to look at this deck. Loneliness. I know that I am never alone. Yeah, I was feeling that. It's like the relationship between you and Spirit, the connection to the divine, feeling maybe like you're alone here on earth, or that you're disconnected from your spirit family or from the divine, maybe feeling like you're doing it on your own, but you're not. And Spirit's saying, we're here. We're right here. Though you don't see us. The cloak of Christ just reminded me of an invisibility cloak, like from Harry Potter. It's like they're right there, but you don't see them. They're cloaked to you, but it is about connecting. It is about asking for help. It's taking action in new ways. It's being able to connect. All of these? Really? Okay, yeah, they said all of them. All right. Denial. I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with the insight of awareness. That's what the crown chakra does bring you. It's awareness. Okay. Relationships, I knew it. I am attracted to those people who serve my higher good. Now, I think this is relationships, in terms of support, like mutual support, like spiritual connections, people that feel like they are part of your soul family or soul tribe, people who are of like soul vibration, so that you don't feel quite so alone or like you're out here on your own. And this is really the foundation of these external relationships in the physical world, is through connecting to Spirit. It's the relationship with Spirit and feeling connected and close with the light, with God, with source, with your guides, with whoever you identify with as connected to the spirit realm, maybe even loved ones on the other side, because there's no death, there's only transformation. So everything continues to exist, just in a different form. Empathy. I am open to seeing both sides of a situation. I think empathy is going to be the action here. Interestingly enough, it's not even so much quite literally a physical action. It's more so being able to hold empathy, being able to feel empathy or choose empathy. Because I do feel like empathy is a choice. We can choose to have compassion or we can choose not to. It's kind of like a light switch that we can flip on and off. And some people are a little bit more predisposed to having empathy be set to on all the time, and some people are more predisposed to having it set to off, but everybody can turn it on or off because we have free will. And we have health. I will honor the physical vessel that enshrines my soul. Now this did come up reversed out of all of the cards that have come out here, so it feels like there's something maybe to do with your health that you're needing to ask for help on. And to lean on your relationships with people that you trust to feel a greater sense of connection. And I feel like through you choosing empathy for yourself and prioritizing your needs, I think that you're going to come out of some kind of denial where you felt like you had to go this alone, or you needed to muscle through it just like on your own, and not asking for help and not wanting to be a burden, or feeling like if you did ask, you would be denied, or you wouldn't, spirit wouldn't have your back, or other people wouldn't have your back. Maybe this comes from a wound from a long time ago, something deeply within the soul blueprint is what they just said. Okay, yeah, so this comes from within the soul blueprint. So there might have been lifetimes where you asked for help and didn't get it. They're showing me somebody on their knees with their shaking their fists in the air saying, "Why have you forsaken me, God? Why have you forsaken me?" It's that kind of a thing. Okay, so all right. So group number 2, Spirit's really talking here about renewing your faith. That's what it feels like. It's like renewing your faith in the divine and having that play out in your relationships, in your physical world around you, being able to connect to other people and not denying the fear, but really being compassionate to the awareness that you're gaining around why this loneliness is there and what's causing it, and how to resolve it too, because it is connected to your health. And especially since health here is green and it's looking like that, that green mandala is looking like the heart chakra. This is to do with relationships, with your relationship with yourself, because the heart chakra is your relationship, your love for self, and only as a reflection of that, your relationship with other people. So every relationship you have in your life is a direct mirrored reflection of your relationship you have with yourself. Sometimes those mirrors are going to be very clear and very accurate, and sometimes those mirrors are going to be very warped, like a funhouse mirror. Okay, so they're not always accurate, but they're mirrors nonetheless. So it's up to you to kind of discern what you're seeing in those mirrors and where you need to have empathy for yourself so that you can get a closer relationship with you. And that relationship is what builds the relationship with Source, because you and Source are the same thing. Oneness. Everything is one. That's why your relationship with you is mirrored to you by the relationships with others, because you and that other person are one. That's why when you feel like God has forsaken you, or the universe has forsaken you, or forgotten about you, or you're left alone, it's because you're disconnected from yourself. Because you are the universe. You are God. You are Source. You are everyone else. You're not separate from anything. It's an illusion. It's a very good illusion. It's very believable, but it's not real. All that actually is true is oneness. It's unity. So if you can not only wrap your head around that, but actually embody it, if you can feel that as your truth and live a life aligned with that, which does take faith. I think that's why we need to walk with this cloak of Christ, and why we do need to sometimes ask for help, to take action in a way that's aligned, that supports ourself, our health, our relationships, and creating this connection. Then we start to see things unfold in a way that's a lot more harmonious, and we start to feel, okay, yeah, there is support. I do feel loved. I do feel worthy. I can I can fill myself up, and because of that, I can give to others. I can help fill other people up because I understand what they feel, because I've felt some part of that too. And that's another version of me that's having a completely different experience possibly, but we're all part of the human condition here. So #relatable, you know? No one experience is going to be purely existing in isolation. What I mean by that is if you felt something, there's a 99.99999% chance that a lot of other people have felt it too. Not just even one other person, but like a lot of other people have felt it too, because it's part of the human condition. And there's varying degrees of subjectivity, and our experiences are highly subjective, but generally speaking, we've all felt these feelings. We've all felt these things, or lack of them. So I feel like what you need to hear today, group number 2, is that it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to reach out. It's okay to talk to your spirit guides. It's okay to take up space. It's okay to acknowledge what you're feeling, even if that feels scary. It's okay to feel and to open up and be vulnerable and take action that feels scary. It's okay to feel lonely too. And to remedy that, it's building relationship with yourself. It's having compassion for those parts of you that feel separate, disconnected, rejected, abandoned, because that's what creates loneliness. You know, there's this quote, if you're lonely when you're alone, you're in bad company. And I don't really believe that's true. I think if you're lonely when you're alone, your relationship with yourself is fractured. And to a degree. Now, we don't want to, there's nuance to this, okay, guys? So don't jump down my throat about it, because, you know, being lonely is also normal. Humans are social creatures. We're mammals. We're meant to exist in tribes. We're not meant to be alone in this current societal structure that we're living in, especially within the, you know, the first world and our cultural programming being the way that it is, capitalist society. It's very, very hyper-independent. That's what's glorified, that's what's gratified, that's what's rewarded. And through that process, we've really lost connection to ourselves, we've lost connection to the divine, we've lost connection to nature and even each other, which is not good. Not good, guys. that doesn't jive with our natural soul programming. It's the opposite direction. But sometimes it's through learning what we don't have that we can learn what we really need and what we want. So, you know, opposites can create context. But what I'm seeing here, group 2, is that if you're lonely when you're alone, there's 3 things you can do. First step is to connect with yourself. So get curious, have empathy, build this relationship of trust with you. That's going to improve your health. And the relationship with you is going to help heal your heart chakra. That's what they're showing me, because there is a heart chakra wound here, or imbalance. All right. Secondly, you can reach out to other people and connect with them, because external connection is going to help build that relationship with self as well, because you're going to see it mirrored back to you pretty clearly, and you're going to get that sense of connection, especially when you're connecting authentically. Number 3, you connect with the divine, which can be done internally, it can be done externally, it can be done transcendentally. It depends which way you want to go about it, but the intention is what directs focus when it comes to consciousness and energy. So if you want to connect to the divine, just set that intention. Just you know, hold that thought in your mind, and you've already done it. You've already achieved it. It's instantaneous like that. If you have a question, you don't even have to ask it out loud. Spirit already knows, because it's all about telepathy. Energy is energy. If you have a thought, you've sent out a wavelength. If you have a feeling, you sent out a wavelength. And because we're all one, there's no barriers in the spirit realm. That's why spirit wants to support you, is because they are you. They are you, but they're you at a more expanded level. And so they see you in this constricted format, in the third dimensional reality, kind of struggling a bit, feeling alone or separated. And they're like, no, we're here. We love you. We're right here. We are you. We feel what you feel. We want the best for you because we feel what you feel. It's like that's empathy. That's like very, very high level empathy, though. It's like a natural state of being in the spirit realm. That's just how that's how oneness of unity operates. It is an innate knowing. It's not even necessarily a feeling. It's just a state of being. Yeah, that's the best way I can describe it. It's a state of being. That's what spirit has showed me, and that's what I've actually felt myself as well when I'm in those states of oneness. But yeah, here living in the world that we do with the egos that we have based on the operating system of this third dimensional realm and this matrix, it is, it is, it can be really easy to get sucked into the illusion of separation, but it's not true. Like I said, it's really not true. That's what you're mostly needing to hear today. Group number 2 is that it's not true that you're alone. It's just not. That's fallacy is what Spirit just said. That's fallacy. Yeah, but it is. So find your way back to yourself. That's what I'm seeing here. Let's take a look at the Cloak of Christ, number 4. Number 4. In the school of humanity, when you become intimate with God, you reside on the King's throne and teach the angels the nature of the divine. My sacred brother, he who shares my heart and yours, beating as one in harmony with the great unending love, brings you the mantle of his protection. Do you imagine that there is any part of your life, of your body, of your soul that is outside the realm of his divine love and protection? Offer all to him, leave nothing cast aside. He and I together receive you absolutely, without condition now. The compassion born out of our own struggles tempers the karmic weight of divine justice. We have been through the same journey you are taking now, sweet divine soul. In oneness with the divine heart, we know of your efforts and your struggles. So what is bestowed upon you now is the restoration of forgiveness, kindness, and mercy. My sacred brother speaks to you. He shall receive your darkness and your light, the angel of your heart and the demon of your fear. Nothing is greater than my brother's love for you. Nothing is greater than my holy passion for you. Take refuge under the cloak of Christ, the mantle of my sacred brother, and know that you are held in our loving sanctuary. Oh, yes. Okay, so you can see they're talking about that unity consciousness, that is oneness. And it's finding solace and connection through that oneness. That's going to help your heart to heal, group 1, because it even says right here, you are tired, beloved, your soul has been ravaged inside and out, and you are succumbing to struggle that is not karmic or necessary, but a symptom of fatigue and weariness of heart, mind, body, and soul, heart specifically. That which plagues you, whether something specific or a general nagging malaise or anxiety you cannot quite pin down, is not as powerful as you fear. You are being given a grace here and now that it may be overcome. Remember, your reactions are a symptom of your exhaustion and a sign that you need respite, sanctuary, and restoration. They are not a sign that something must be done so much as a sign that something must be received and allowed. That something is healing, made possible through divine protection. In this instance, protection is bestowed through the cloak of Christ. Okay? So I feel like there's been a little bit of a dent. I was going to say propensity, but they said density. That's what just blurted out of my mouth. So yeah, that happens with channeling. There's density in the heart chakra that needs to be cleared here, group number 2. And that's what's going to help you to connect. That's what's going to help you to no longer deny the parts of yourself that you feel are less worthy and that have become fractalized or separated from the wholeness of the one. God, source, spirit, they don't judge. They don't, humans judge because we're only seeing it from a one-sided perspective. But they are you and they are everything and everything else and everyone else. So there can be no judgment, because if you have lived and experienced everything, it all makes sense. You can see why certain things would have happened. You could see why you would have made certain choices. There's a reason behind everything. And so if something can be explained and understood, then we can have compassion for it. And it's through that empathy that there's that reconnection with the self. And that's why there's infinite love in unity and oneness, is because there's no judgment. It's completely unconditional, which is something it's either very hard or near impossible to find here on Earth. Because you need to reach that level of oneness to be able to truly, truly embody that unconditionality, which is very hard to do. I've experienced it in small spurts, okay? I like walking around like that every day. That's very, very hard. There's been masters who have done it. Yeah, definitely. Can you do it? Yeah, for sure. We all can. We're built for that. That's what we are. We're not separate from that oneness. We are that. But it's breaking through the illusion of the mind and the ego that can be the challenge. So group 2. All right, what you need here today, why Spirit called you to this reading, is because you have some healing to do, okay? You've got some heart healing to do. You've got to reconnect with yourself. They just gave me the word recalibrate as well. Recalibrating the heart chakra means reconnecting to the oneness. And I think the way that they want you to do that is to go through the crown chakra. That's why they had clear quartz and oneness go together here, because it is very much to do with your direct line to source. So meditate on the crown, meditate on the heart. Those are the two areas that are going to help to unite you with yourself again and dispel any feelings of separation that have resulted in self-denial, loneliness, disconnection, lack of compassion for yourself or others. And this is going to be the help that you need from others. It's coming from the divine. It's coming from Spirit. It's coming from Christ consciousness. So through unity, take action. All right. They just said, be at peace with yourself. Yeah, be at peace with yourself. Okay. So that is what I see for you, group number 2. I hope this reading helped, and I hope that it was what you needed to hear today. So I hope that it resonates. Okay. I love you guys, and we will see you in the next reading. Oh, and thank you to everyone for supporting the channel, for your views, likes, shares, subscribes, memberships, super thanks, donations of cards. All of those things really do help. So thank you so much. And if you guys want to book a session with me, I do one-on-one sessions. I've got intuitive tarot and oracle readings, psychic soul level healing assessments, scans, things like that, because I'm an Akashic reader and Reiki master. And also, if you're looking for spiritual mentorship, I've just recently made that available as well. All right, guys, I love you, and we'll see you in the next reading. Bye. All right. Hi, group number 3. Welcome to your reading. What do you need to hear right now? Well, you chose the imagination card, which I think is such a beautiful thing. It feels very artistic. It feels like you're creating something. You're painting the canvas of your life, is what Spirit just told me and showed me. And you also chose the amethyst crystal, or I was called to put the amethyst crystal with this card in this reading because amethyst is connected to the third eye, and so is artistic ability, by the way. A lot of people who are soul dominant in the third eye chakra, yes, they can be psychics and seers and prophets and things like that. Clairvoyance is very common in people who have third eye chakra level soul expression. But more often than not, what I see with people, especially working with clients who have it's called the gift of divine truth, and it is channeled through the third eye chakra. They often tend to be artistic, very artistic and highly visual artistic people. So this means drawing, painting, photography, visual arts, expression, things like that. A lot of like visualizing something and being able to create that into something physical or tangible. So that's kind of what I'm seeing here. But I'm also feeling this energy of manifestation, like it's through your imagination that you're creating your life. Group 3, they're showing me this book that I loved as a kid, and I can't remember what it was called, but there was this man who had this magic paintbrush, and everything that he would paint would come to life. So he would paint a stork, and then a stork would fly out of the picture. Or he would paint a castle, and a castle would appear. And all of these people started coming to him and asking him, can you paint this? Can you paint this? I need this. I need that. And I can't remember what happened in the book, like what the moral of the story was or how it concluded, but it's giving me that feeling. And so what I'm taking from that in your reading is that you are quite literally, with your imagination and your possibly artistic level skill, you're creating something in your life, very physically, very tangibly, something that is made manifest. It's concrete, even though it started out in the mind. This could be like writing a book, because that's using the visual qualities of the mind and making something physical and tangible. It could be doing some kind of other art or painting, but I'm seeing it kind of like you're writing a story through your imagination and it's becoming real in some way. Okay, this is so cool. Let's get some more information. I do want to use different, I've been using different decks for each reading because Spirit just kind of called me. Sometimes I'll use the same decks and we'll get, similar energies for each group, even though the readings are often different. But this time they're like, no, we're going to use different decks. So we're going to use this one today. Page of Wands. Yeah, it's like you've got that paintbrush. You've got that paintbrush in your hand. You're this this youthful spirit with this wonderful imagination, the imagination of a child, and you're able to create anything into your reality. It's like they're showing me children playing, and the example I used of that story was one that I loved as a child. So it's like childlike imagination being able to actually influence your reality. And I do feel like there is a connection to channeling through art. Channeling through art. It's like, what is your medium? What is your magic paintbrush? Group number 3. Is it writing? Is it an actual paintbrush? Is it a sketching pencil? Is it a stylus pencil? Like, is it graphic design? Is it a camera? What is it? Is it a video camera? Like, what is it? What is it? The sun. The sun does talk about innocence and childlike excitement and joy. And I feel that so clearly from your reading. It's like this just freedom of spirit to be able to imagine and create and express. It's like no holds are barred. You can really just do what you want because you enjoy it, because it's fun, because it feels good. That's what I'm seeing here, group number 3. Spirit is really saying, go nuts, have fun, create something. Get artistic with your life. Get artistic in your life. Express yourself. Express yourself. This. Okay, oh my God, I don't even. Anyway, yeah, it's like express yourself, because it's really this childlike spirit, this exuberance for life, this vitality that I'm sensing from you, group number 3. It's really cool. 7 of Wands. That's interesting. When I held up the card and I looked at it, I heard the word misinterpretation. What are you misinterpreting? And she's holding up the fork there in her hand, and in the Little Mermaid, she is given some misinformation about what a fork is. Scuttle misinterprets it. He says, that's a dingle hopper and it's for curling or styling your hair, for brushing your hair. But no, that's a fork for eating food. But I think that in and of itself is a very sort of childlike sort of mindset of just creating out of nothing. And that's kind of what Scuttle did. He was very, he would just kind of make stuff up. But that was also one of his purest qualities, and he didn't have any negative intention. He really just kind of was like, oh, I can imagine that this is for that, or this is for that, and that's a snorklack, or what does he call it, a snorflack or something? It's like a pipe. He's like, it's beautiful music. He just makes stuff up, and that's kind of what I'm feeling here. It's like this childlike energy of just misinterpreting things, but in a way that's creative and actually helpful. Like, it's not a bad thing. It's a different way of looking at things. It's a different way of contextualizing. And I think it's a beautiful thing because you're able to think outside the box. Your mind is not limited, is what Spirit just said. 4 of Wands. I feel like you need to, right now, group number 3, sit down and create something, okay? Like, if you haven't created something in a while, they want you to do it. They just want you to do it, okay? Like, sit down and draw something, write something, sing something, play. Literally, when was the last time you played? When was the last time you just imagined something? And as adults, we are discouraged, I think, not even like verbally discouraged from doing that, but we are sort of, without needing to say it, we're discouraged from doing that. Because I'm getting this feeling of like, when you're a kid and you can just take anything and make it into something else. Like, you could literally take, like, I don't know, this ring that I have, and I'd be like, as a kid, I'd be like, wow, this belonged to a princess once, and she was magical, and this was the mirror into that magical realm where unicorns lived and fairies, and she would go visit them through the ring, and it was this ring of power that allowed her to unlock this magic within her, and she brought that into the real world with her, and it was just like this whole big story. Like, that's kind of what I'm getting here. It's like, use your imagination to intentionally misinterpret things and create something new and have fun with it, and allow that to spark the joy within you. They really want you to reconnect with that childlike spirit within you. That's really, really important for you right now, group 3. Really important. Nine of Pentacles. It's going to lead to satisfaction and fulfillment and a feeling of contentment. That's what I'm feeling from this. It's like, okay, yeah, this is amazing. Why did I not do this sooner? And if this is an art that we're talking about here, like an art form that you do physically as a hobby or maybe even as a job, I see this being very successful for you. You know, if you wanted to monetize it, you definitely could. And don't worry about your hobby turning into work and then having it be a drag. No, when you truly love something and you get paid for it, that's a win-win situation. I remember in my family, there was a little bit of this mindset of if you love something, keep it as a hobby, because as soon as you get paid for it, it'll turn into work and it'll feel like obligation. But that has not been my experience. That's what my parents believed, but that has not been my experience. In my lived experience, I've really felt the opposite, is that whenever I do something I love, I would do it whether or not I get paid for it. And if I get paid for it, that's just even better, because now I can do more of it. Like, it's a win-win. So I'm feeling like you've got a gift here. You've got a talent here, group number 3, like a big talent. Yeah, King of Wands. You're the master creator. You're the artist. You have a power here within you, and it's maybe something that you haven't acknowledged or you haven't fully capitalized on. Not saying that you need to capitalize on it or monetize it, but it's something that's really integral to your well-being. And that's why if you do it full time, it would just be really good for you, because you'd be spending more time doing something you love, and that's healthy for you. You know, that's good for you, and it helps you perfect it. You know, the King of Wands is not the Page of Wands, and we've got the Page of Wands sitting right on top. So it's like you're able to master it, you're able to perfect it, you're able to really advance in that field because, or in that art or in that creative expression, because you spend more time doing it, because you're able to. We're not living in the age of the starving artist anymore, group 3. That is an old trope. That is an old fallacy that no longer is relevant because of social media, because of all of these different forms of monetization and diversifying your income stream and expression and marketing on social media. Like, there's so many things you can do. There's people that have built 6-figure businesses or even larger on their creative skill. And you don't have to be singing in the streets anymore for change in a guitar box. Like, that's not it anymore. You can post it, or you can share it, or you can sell it on Etsy, or you can make prints, you can send them out. Like, there's no limit. You're not confined by the old restrictions anymore. So Spirit's like, get on this, have fun, do this, create, bake, draw, whatever it is. Like, I'm just getting all of these ideas of creative expression here, but it's like, whatever it is for you, do that and do more of it. Ace of Cups, because you love it. Because you love it. Do it because you love it. Because it's going to bring you joy. Because it's fun. Don't do it because you have to, or you think you should, or because you're doing it for the money. Do it because it's fun. Do it because you love it. Because it brings you joy. Just play. If you get paid to play, oh, that's the best. That's a ticket to $1 million right there. Whether you actually make that money or not, it doesn't matter, because you're having fun. It's beautiful. 3 of Pentacles. Live your dream, group 3. Live your dream. Do it. Paint. I keep seeing artists like paint. Like, she's got that work of art behind her there. And the 3 of Pentacles is about, working, displaying your art, displaying your skill, making it public, working with other people, collaborating, things like that. But in this case, she's kind of like, she's got this dream. This is where she's singing part of your world. So it's like, if you have a dream to be a professional artist, be that. Nothing's stopping you but your own fear, or possibly some of the technical knowledge of how to make that a reality. But I see you have the skill and the talent. So really all you need to do is learn how to do the sort of back end stuff on that. 4 of Pentacles, you'll be able to do it. You'll have the money you need. You'll have the money you need. This is not the time to be in fear of, oh my God, if I don't become a doctor or a lawyer, I'm going to be broke. No, you can actually make more money now being an artist, believe it or not, if you're doing it right, but there's a lot to learn there. But if you lay the foundations properly, you're going to set yourself up for success. Yeah. Knight of Pentacles. You really will set yourself up for success here, group number 3. And Spirit wants you to pursue this, but do it in a methodical way, something that you're planning for the future. You're learning these skills as you go along, diversifying your income streams, learning how to market, advertise, share, something like that. So there are adult layers to this, right? But it's kind of like doing the adulting while also nurturing that inner child where that imagination and that creativity is able to be expressed. And they're showing me that the reason you needed to hear this today is because it is part of your soul expression. And if you deny your soul expression, you will experience more and more frustration and lack and misalignment with what you want. And it will only drive you deeper into the hole. And it's not what your soul came here to do. Your soul didn't come here to suffer and to be in that misaligned state with self. It came here to play. It came here to express. It came here to enjoy creating and to have other people to share that with. That's what I'm seeing from the Sun and the Three of Pentacles. It's like, not only does this bring you joy, but you also want to bring other people joy by sharing it with them. And you're worthy of that. And your art is valuable. Whatever it is that you create, it's valuable. Very valuable. Not just for entertainment, but it can help heal other people. Like, have you ever looked at a painting and it just hit you right in the feels? Or read a book that changed your life? I know I did. Harry Potter changed my life. It saved me when I was getting bullied in grade school. I felt like I identified with Harry because he'd been through so much trauma. And that really saved my life. And to this day, I still reread that series probably like once a year because I just get such a feeling of comfort. And each time I read it, there's deeper and deeper layers of understanding. So art is everything. Art is life, really. And it is your life force, group number 3. It is your life force. It's how you channel your life force. And if you shut yourself off from that, or if you devalue that, or allow other people to devalue it, you're not living. You're a zombie. You're walking in the land of the undead, but you're here to live. You're here to thrive. The sun is vitality. It's life. It is life force. You are here to be alive. Born to be alive. They're giving me all these songs. What is up with this? So funny. Yeah. You're born to be alive. You didn't incarnate here on earth to just drift ghost-like through life. No, you came here to really live. So live, group 3. Live your life. Create your life. Manifest. Express yourself. Yeah, that was the other one. Express yourself. Yeah. What is up with all these, like, what is that, like 80s or 90s songs? I don't even know. 70s? I don't remember. I wasn't alive for most of that. But yeah, group number 3. The reason Spirit called you here today is because you're meant to create art. And in whatever form you happen to do that, it's going to help you to heal it's going to help you heal yourself, heal others. Your vitality will increase, your sense of abundance will increase, your sense of stability and worthiness will expand. I feel a lot of acclaim is the word acclaim, public acclaim. So it's like your art or your work or your whatever you create is going to be acclaimed. People are going to love it. They're going to value it. They're going to be healed through it. So of course, it's going to be something that's acclaimed. I keep getting this message about story. It's like telling a story. Art tells a story, whether it's a little clay figurine or a movie. Everything that we do tells a story, and that's what they want you to do. They want you to tell this story that's born from your creation. It's part of your imagination. It's something you've thought up out of nothing, out of the ethers, and it has a life of its own. Characters take on lives of their own, especially if it's in forms of movies or books. Fictional characters, they start to kind of take on a life of their own, and we see that through fan fiction. We see that through the way that our relationship is with these fictional characters. Like Harry Potter's not real, quote unquote real, but he's real to me. And the way I feel about Harry is real. Oh man, did I have a crush on Harry Potter when I was like 9 years old. Or actually, no, I was 11 because the books came out. I was 11 when Harry was 11. That's why, another reason why I really resonated with it. So anyway, I was like, where's my Hogwarts letter? Yeah, anyways, so group number 3, I really feel like you're an artist. That I can't really sugarcoat it. I can't try to rephrase it any of it. You're an artist. Do art, okay? Whatever it is for you. It could be building a business. There's many different forms of art. They don't have to be conventionally like paintbrush and paint, okay? But you're an artist. Create your life. Dream things into reality, and you will see the positive results of that in your vitality and in the resources you have available to you, and the acclaim that you're getting for what you've created. Okay, so that is what I see for you, group number 2. Okay, wait, no, sorry, group 3. And before you go, hold on. They did tell me to grab a card from the Rumi Oracle. We did that for the other decks, and I wasn't sure if we were going to get one for you because we kind of went off on these cards, but they did want me to grab one. And Rumi was a great poet. He was an artist too, so I do feel this card. The dissolving light. Okay, that's interesting. Look at how connected the sun card is to that with these rays of light. Okay, let me get the book out and we'll read this. Number 3, I died as mineral and became a plant. I died as plant and rose to animal. I died as animal and I became human. Why should I fear anything? When was I ever less by dying? Ooh, interesting. Interesting, because we were talking about like the land of the undead and dying, and it's like it's through rebirth that you're continually evolving and creating new experiences. Okay, so anyway, let me read the rest here. Dare to take my hand and become set alight with holy fire, my cherished one. Step forward with me, let us burn together, dissembled in the light that cannot be extinguished. This is the light that burns with such incandescent truth that no falsehood can withstand its audacious vibrancy. Come with me now to the light. Together we shall melt into truth. Okay. The line that's standing out to me here is the divine wishes to live through you and into the world, reaching into the hearts of many and igniting those hearts into greater life. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to hold this up for you if you guys want to take a screenshot or pause and read. Hopefully it's big enough print that you can see that. But anyway, it feels very much, here's the rest of it too, by the way, but it feels very much like it is about you creating and experiencing and expressing your reality by dissolving into this experience of rebirth. Maybe you're rebirthing your life. Maybe you have to make some changes and let go of some things that didn't work before so that you can re-embrace this vitality and what gives you vitality through this creation or this creative expression. So you might need to dissolve to kind of be reborn. It's like that caterpillar in metamorphosis and then coming out transformed as the butterfly, which is a work of art. When we look at butterflies, that's like living art right there. Oh, look, you have butterflies in this card. I wasn't even looking at that when I was talking about the butterflies, but there they are right in your card. So that's what you needed to hear today, group 3. That's really what you needed to hear today, is that you're here to create. So allow yourself to dissolve into whatever that looks like, and know that the stability that you need to sustain you will come from within and without. You will see it mirrored back to you, okay? Take steps now to begin or to further your creations, okay? I'm sending you so much love and support in this endeavor. May you live the most beautiful creative life that you came here to live, okay? So I love you guys. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting the channel in various ways. If you want to dive deeper here on the channel, we have memberships available. Hit the join button to explore the tiers, and you get weekly pick a card readings, monthly live streams with me, and so much more for the value. And if you guys are looking for a one-on-one session with me, you can find my services at the link to my website in the description box below. All right, guys, I love you, and we'll see you in the next reading. Bye.